And tonight's big story is about pop-up COVID testing sites and frankly, whether you can trust them. And we decided to pursue this again because of your questions. It actually started with this story from Wink News across the country in Fort Myers, Florida. They spoke with a couple who claims they registered for a COVID test at a strip mall. They got in line and then they were emailed negative test results while they were still standing in line. So before they even took the test. The pop-up site was run by a company called the Center for COVID Control. And Wink News dug up more complaints about that company in their investigation. So yesterday we started getting questions about this company, including this tweet from Beatrix. She wrote, "Can you guys look into these testing sites possibly?" The story from Wink News definitely raises some questions. And we have these test sites here in the Portland metro area. Beatrix, you are correct. This company is running 3 sites in our area, so we sent Kyla Boshi to check them out.
When talking health and safety, this is not exactly the sterile environment you'd expect. A once abandoned storefront in northeast Portland covered by graffiti right next to a homeless encampment. But this is where hundreds of people come daily for a COVID test. Why? Because there aren't many other options.
I mean, there's definitely a shortage right now, so yeah, everyone is looking high and low. Anywhere they can, they'll get a test.
A surge in COVID cases has sent thousands of people in the Portland area scrambling to find quick, reliable COVID tests. And with pharmacies and doctors' offices out of appointments and short on supplies, the next option? Pop-up sites like these offering free COVID-19 testing.
Walgreens are all booked up, especially free tests. I feel like you could probably go pay for one, but to get a free one, it's pretty hard.
But should you trust these pop-up COVID testing sites? A USA Today report raised questions about a string of testing centers which have popped up around the country, including 3 in the Portland area. The Center for COVID Control has sites set up in Tigard, a convenience store parking lot in southeast Portland, and this storefront in northeast Portland. Across the country, consumers have complained of long lines, disorganization, and delayed or no test results at all. At least 2 people have complained to the Oregon Attorney General's office, including one woman who wrote in September, "I have not received results and have grown concerned that I fell victim to a scam." The Oregon Department of Justice is investigating.
It's not a scam. It's a business, a legitimate business.
Mohammed Wakas oversees the 3 Portland testing sites, which he said have been overwhelmed in the past few weeks because of Omicron.
So when this kind of surge comes, yes, people are going to have issues.
Wakas said the number of complaints is relatively small, considering 700 to 800 tests are being administered daily at these pop-up locations in Portland. Currently, he said, the Center for COVID Control sites are only offering rapid antigen tests, not the more accurate PCR. Test takers scan a QR code with their phones, then fill out an online form with identifying information and a photo of their driver's license.
No social security number, nothing like that. Just whatever is on your ID, state ID, or like your name, date of birth, address, email address, phone number.
Test takers then swab their nose, hand over the sample, and wait for results.
I mean, we understand that it's not 100% accurate, but it's good to know that when you have someone who's positive in the family, to definitely keep them in a separate room.
The local manager explained COVID tests are free to consumers. Insurance companies and the government are billed later.
If their insurance covers it without them having to pay out of their pocket, first we go to the insurance. If that doesn't happen, if they don't do that, then it goes to the federal government.
Business records show the Center for COVID Control registered with the state of Oregon 3 months ago. The parent company is based in Illinois. In Oregon, all testing sites must be certified and report results to the state and local health authorities. It is unclear if the Center for COVID Control is certified to conduct testing in Oregon. The Oregon Health Authority said it has received no test results from the company and forwarded concerns to federal regulators.
Generally speaking, should people trust these pop-up testing sites?
Really, the consumer needs to make sure that they're doing their research.
The Better Business Bureau suggests there are a few things to keep in mind when looking into testing sites. First, get a referral. Your doctor or state or local health department's website can direct you to approved testing sites, often affiliated with trusted hospitals and providers. Also, check online reviews. Other consumers can be a good source of information. You should also examine the surroundings. Testing sites should be clean, organized, and staffed by professionals.
The swab that is being used to test the consumer should be taken care of and treated carefully. There have been reports out there of the swab the consumer being told just to toss it in this bucket, which is not the case, and that should not be happening at all.
Consumers should watch out for exorbitant upfront cash fees for tests and avoid providing sensitive personal or financial information like your Social Security number, credit card, or bank account number. Keep in mind some details like your home address or phone number may be necessary. And finally, ask questions. How much will testing cost, and when will you get results? The demand for COVID testing is overwhelming, so for opportunists, pop-up sites may simply be a chance to cash in on the crisis.
Okay, so let's bring in Kyle Aboshi now. So Kyle, first off, that company, the Center for COVID Control that you touched on, are they still testing at this point?
Not today, at least at two of the sites we checked, both Southeast and Northeast Portland test sites. They were closed. A sign on the door said they were simply out of supplies.
Okay, I'm sure we'll keep watching that. Meanwhile, the Oregon Department of Justice is investigating, along with the Better Business Bureau. I know you found out. So how are people reacting to this? Because a lot of them got tested there.
Yeah, and several people, they contacted us. Others, they posted on social media expressing their frustration after reading reports critical of the testing sites. They're really having second thoughts about their own results, whether those results were accurate. One of the biggest criticisms we've heard is that its Operation Center for COVID Control is simply disorganized. And I saw that myself at one of the locations. Test kits were being thrown into a large plastic bin in the middle of a parking lot. At one point, there was no attendant. People were simply opening the container themselves and adding their samples for testing. It was really odd.
Yeah, I think odd might be a perfect word for it at the very least. All right, Kyle Aboshi, thank you so much for following up on all of those viewer questions. We appreciate it.